defensive play by Molly Wilson. And Honore draws the charge. Now Cassidy Anderson from three. Near side, you know what's going to happen when she pulls it. And how your Lady Bulldogs are area champions.
Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Ed Meacham State Farm, Exalt Realty, Independent Bank, Guild Mortgage, and Knight Furniture. Now let's go live to the game with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Well, here we are, Princeton, Texas, regional quarterfinals championship game. The Howe Lady Bulldogs have made the playoffs 14 of the last 16 years and have won 12 by-district titles during that time, all under head coach Derek Lands. Despite the Lady Bulldogs winning over 20 games 12 times in the last 52 seasons, the Lady Bulldogs are area champions for only the second time in school history. The first was back a few years ago in 2013, and they had a first-round bye back then, so this is the first time Howe's ever won 2 playoff games in a single season. They're trying to become the first Lady Bulldogs basketball team in school history to win the regional quarterfinals championship tonight here in Princeton against the Mineola Lady Jackets, and the one who's standing in the way is Sabria Dean, and she is everything for Mineola, and the matchup tonight is something to froth over. It's Jenna Honore matched up against Sabria Dean, and that is something to behold.
Yeah, when I heard about playing Mineola, I learned that Sabria Dean is pretty much the main star on this team. And the first thing I thought was, I bet Jen Honore will get the assignment of taking on her tonight, and that'll be a fun matchup to watch whether you're a fan of either team.
Yeah, that'll be outstanding to watch. You know, the Lady Bulldogs under Coach Derek Lands, Coach Lands and Coach Duncan make their way out onto the court here in the pregame. We got about 12 minutes left to go before we tip off here, but Lands with some outstanding success here in Howe, obviously over the past several years, coming from Bonham prior to Howe, had another stop, but just outstanding success, and it goes to show we did some history, and there's such thing as coaching up, and it's pretty obvious. Howe had some success back in the 80s. They after a long drought, after the great teams of the late 60s and 67 and 68, they played Salina and Bi-District and Mickey Dutton and those players like that, and just outstanding players. But then they had a dry spell. It's hard. It was hard back then to keep continuing in the playoffs. First, it was hard to make the playoffs. You had to be district champions to even get in the playoffs. So Howe had several teams, such as in 1970 that went 22-8, didn't make the playoffs. A lot of 20-game season winners back then that didn't make the playoffs. So they had a dry spell playoff-wise up until 1984. They started taking 2 teams in the 80s, and the 84 team went 23-6, but they made the playoffs because they were the runner-up. They lost in the first round to Frisco. Imagine that.
I'm about to say that Frisco High, huh?
So in 1985, another great team, they went 24-6, but lost in Bi-District to Honey Grove. And in that was in 85. In 1986, they went 17-7 and played Delmar West Lamar in Bi-District and lost 52-37, and then had another playoff dry spell until 1990, and where they had an outstanding chance to win the Bi-District game but lost 37-36 on a last second. I remember that game because Michelle Haynes made a steal and Kelly Norman made a steal, and they went up by 1 at the end, and a last-second bucket stopped that playoff back in 1990. And then there's a huge drought. No playoffs. 91, 92, 93, 94, all the way to 2003. A huge drop. And then all of a sudden, Coach Lands is hired in 2003. Though the first team he wasn't able to take to the playoffs. But since then, 2004 by-district champions, went to the area round. 2005 by-district champions, went to the area round. 2006 got a first-round bye because they were district champions, and then by-district champions, went to the area round. 2007 they were by-district champions and went to the area round. 2008 they were by-district champions and went to the area round. 2009 and 10 missed the playoffs. The only two, other than the first year that Coach Lands missed the playoffs. But coming right back, 2011 by-district champs, area round. 2012 by-district champs. 2013 district champs with a first-round bye, so by-district champs in the area round. 2013 they were, let's see, that was 13. So 14, 13 they went to the regional quarters because they were area champs on that first-round bye.
Yes.
So, and then 15, Howe moves up to Class 3A. It doesn't matter. They were district champions, by-district champions, and go to the area round. In 2016, were by-district champions. They go to the area round. In 2017, they were by-district champions that go to the area round. 2018, they were just close to being by-district champions. A last-second Casey Monk three-pointer destroyed Howe's plans for the area round. But here in 2019, here they are again, district champions, by-district champions, area champions, and for the first time ever in school history, the Lady Bulldogs are in the regional round.
Man, that's got to go to Coach Lands. What is it, 3 years then he did not make the playoffs? Since,
3 years. 3 years.
And you think about it with the school, the size of Howe, it's not like you're making cuts here. It's just kind of whoever walks through the door, and you've got to develop them. You've got to coach them up. And it's just a testament to him to show what he's done here at Howe. To have how many years was that, 12 years?
16 years.
12 out of 16. Only 3 out of 16 years did he not make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's absolutely astonishing.
It really is.
We talked about, it's a program here in Howe. Lady Bulldogs have a basketball program. Some teams have basketball teams and some teams have programs. Howe's one of those because Shannon Lands, his wife, is the head coach of the 7th and 8th grade girls basketball team. So they have a good understanding and you would think they would have a good working relationship on, bringing those athletes up. I had a chance to talk to Coach Lands earlier in the pregame, and he told me that, sometimes you have players that are on the B team in middle school that sometimes they end up starting for you in high school, so you just never know.
And how's that happen? That you like people on the B team and they're that good and able to be developed and move their way up onto varsity and be able to have some playing time there. Again,
the Lady Bulldogs are here because of a win against Alba Golden a week ago, and we had a chance to talk to Coach Lands right after the game against Alba Golden, and we'll let you listen to that right here. Obviously, every time we talk to you about your team, it's always talking about defense. Talk about that and how they played defensively again tonight. Another outstanding performance.
Yeah, Alba's really good offensively. I mean, I know it didn't look like it tonight, but I'm telling you, they're really good. And they've been averaging about 50 points a game. And I think, of course, we were in foul trouble the first half, but I think psychologically we did the damage, holding them, to whatever it was, 7 and then 11, or I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't much the first half. And if we hadn't gotten foul trouble, it might have been a little worse.
And he's right. It would have been a lot worse if the Lady Bulldogs had put down their foul shots. Now, the fouls were a problem early in the game last week with Allie Harvey and Sierra Copeland, and that's something that Howe's going to have to overcome. They cannot get in foul trouble again tonight and expect the freshmen to be on the floor a whole lot in this regional championship game.
I think that's going to be one of the keys to the game, especially with Allie Harvey. I think it all starts with her. You get her into foul trouble, and then there goes quite a bit of your offensive production. They can still do it defensively, but then you're looking at your Cassidy Anderson, who's perfectly capable of doing that, but you're looking at other pieces of the puzzle there to score for you when Allie Harvey goes on the bench, if she was on the bench with foul trouble. So that's going to be a key to the game, is keeping her out of foul trouble.
We had a chance to talk to Coach Lands about that foul trouble with Allie Harvey. If she gets in trouble, what happens?
The foul trouble, Allie, you mentioned that she got foul trouble early on in the game. How did that change the flow of the game for you?
It didn't much. Sierra can come in and do it. I mean, it doesn't change it. It's just the movements are a little different, and it just takes us a little, 3 or 4 trips to adjust. But Sierra can cover it.
Now, when both of them do get in foul trouble, the freshman sees the court a little bit. Talk about how she's come along during the season.
She's getting better. I mean, she really is. I mean, she can play. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But understanding what I'm asking, I guess, is the thing that she's having to learn right now, more so because she's kind of playing 2-3 positions. She can come in and play inside, but she can always play Cassidy's spot, and she can play Molly's spot. So, I mean, she's kind of having to learn 3 or 4 positions here.
So here we are, and hopefully we're not cutting in and out. We're going to take a quick timeout. We've got about 3 minutes left before we get on board. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Ed Meacham State Farm, Exalt Realty, Independent Bank, Guild Mortgage, and Knight Furniture. Now let's go live to the game with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Welcome back. We are in Mineola, or we are in Princeton, about to face Mineola. We're making sure we don't have any technical issues here. We thought for a moment we were kind of skipping a beat. Maybe we're over that, I hope, as we need all the help we can get tonight. It's going to be a great matchup, I believe, of the matchup of Jenna Honore against the outstanding Sabria Dean. That ought to be the one that everybody's got their eye on tonight from the perspective. Sabria Dean is an outstanding scorer. She scores about 30 a game, and Jenna Honore, obviously, she's one of the best defenders in all of Class 3A, and Dean may be the best scorer in 3A.
Yeah, and if I was looking at another key of the game would be, I guess it depends on how Coach Lands is looking at it. Is if he's looking at it as, I'm not going to let Sabria Dean beat me. I'm going to see if the other players can beat him. See if he wants to double team Dean, or if he wants to just put Honore on there, or Molly Wilson, and see what they can do, and just see what the others can, the other Mineola players can do. Or if it's, we're going to see if Dean can beat us, and we won't let anybody else beat us. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Land's strategy is for that.
Well, Mineola finished second in their district. They had a record of 10-2, 26-8 on the season. When you get to this point in the tournament, everybody's good. You eliminate all those pretenders, and everybody else that's left, they're legitimate. No cupcakes left, and Mineola obviously not one of those.
Yeah, the competition level, it goes up tremendously here at this point. There aren't really a lot of bad teams out there now.
We got about 3 minutes, it appears, before we have tip-off, or at least do the starting lineups and the national anthem and all of that.
Looks like we got a pretty good Bulldog following here, fans on the other side.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs are the home team, Lady Bulldogs home team tonight, so they'll be in white, and Mineola will be in orange. They are right now they have orange jump tops and orange pants. I'm sure they'll have the orange jerseys on underneath their tops. And the Lady Bulldogs with their warm-up tops are black, but underneath those will be the white jerseys, their home whites. And on the far side, as far as the fans go, they're nice their stadium seats. On the near side, just kind of stadium bleachers. So obviously a home advantage for the fans.
Yeah, and it looks like the student section's not in Hawaiian gear tonight.
It's a white out.
Is it a white? Is that the theme tonight?
Yeah, and I had the son of mine that called his mother and said, hey, guess what? I didn't know it was white out, and I'm wearing black. So he had to make a quick trip to the house and white out real quick. Again, we're about to be underway. About under 2 minutes left on the scoreboard clock, which indicates when things start getting underway as far as all the hoopla. And if the Lady Bulldogs win, they'll play Friday in the regional tournament, which would be interesting because Howe would play Chapel Hill Friday night at 7. And if they win that game, they turn around and play Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah, that will be. I think that's usually how they do the regional tournament. You have that Friday night game and then turn it around to the Saturday afternoon game. And Chapel Hill out of Mount Pleasant, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is number 2 in the state and undefeated. One last thing that I heard. So that'll be, of course, you got to get through the Yellow Jackets first. So.
Well, again, we keep harping on this here in the pregame, and what a matchup it'll be tonight with Jenna Honore defensively guarding Sabria Dean. Dean, their all-world scorer from Mineola. Coach Land said she might be the best scorer in our region, and maybe of all Class 3A. So,
you look at this Yellow Jacket team, this Lady Jacket team. They have one senior on the team, so kind of like a little bit like Howe. Only 2 seniors on the Lady Bulldogs. They only have 1 on for Mineola.
We'll check the starting lineups here momentarily. They're just about, each team has hit the bench. So we'll probably have our national anthem and then starting lineup coming up as we're about 20 seconds away from that buzzer going off, and it's going to be very loud. I'll just go ahead and warn you. I've already experienced it once. It's pretty loud. There's Michelle Carney down on the floor, going to take pictures tonight. Good to see her. I know everybody appreciates what she does. I know we certainly do at the Howe Enterprise. And there it is.
Yeah,
Yep, kind of loud. So we'll see what we do first. I would imagine the national anthem. As both teams kind of lining up. Matter of fact, the Lady Bulldogs have already turned around. They're already in line, ready to go.
I think we're doing national anthem first, I believe.
We have 3 officials. Apparently, Dion Duncan on the mic.
This basketball game between the Mineola Lady Jackets and the Howe Lady Bulldogs. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the UIL. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all the players have proved their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. We ask that as a spectator, you consider the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, and athletes have put forth. Cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not do any of your actions cause them to doubt the value of athletics. By your conduct, allow these young people to feel pride in their communities and school, while your sportsmanship-like actions may play only a small part in the outcome of this game. It will play a greater role in the continuing to encourage competitive athletics. We also ask that you show your appreciation to the students who will be taking part indirectly in tonight's game, the cheerleaders, the bands, the pep squad, and the students who have supported their teams at home and away. These young people play an integral part in their team's success. The officials for this game have mutually agreed upon by school officials for both schools. Their role is not unlike those of players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators. Without them, this game could not be possible. Their knowledge and application to the rules are a result of annual testing, years of study, and continual participation in clinics that further refine their understanding of the game. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility. This means that you as a fan should not criticize a player of either team.
Have you had enough of that yet? That's all the rules and things you're not supposed to do. And let's not criticize officials, and let's not do anything wrong, and chew your bubble gum right, and all that good stuff.
Reading the whole rule book here.
Yeah, Mr. Duncan, he's windy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Princeton High School welcomes you
and
to Princeton High School.
it is Mineola. I think you said Mineola, but that's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, Mineola.
Are we going to introduce the Howe Lady Bulldogs first?
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise, and we ask
Nope,
you
we're going to do
National
our
anthem.
national anthem, and we'll let you listen to
as
that.
we honor America with the performance of our national anthem.
Oh, baby, it is playoff time in Texas.
It is.
For the first time ever, the regional quarterfinal playoff time in Texas for the Lady Bulldogs. And we're going to have this starting lineups.
Junior,
And apparently,
Megan Brewington.
Megan Brewington will start.
Starting the other guard, junior, Sabria Dean.
And the all-world scorer, Sabria
At
Dean,
point,
a junior,
a junior,
5'7" guard.
Number 12, Josiah Riley.
Followed up by Josiah Riley. She's a junior, 5'2",
Starting
and a
at point,
post.
A junior, number 20, Tyra Stevens.
You can make that out. It's Tiara Stevens, a junior, 5'10", and she's a post.
A junior, number 22, Cindy Butler.
Right there is Cindy Butler. She's a junior, 5'4", and a guard.
Touchdown and head coach
Butler
Tony Riley.
is the smallest starter, as
Now we
Brewington
have
5'2",
Bulldogs.
Dean 5'7".
Number 2,
Actually, Riley is 5'2".
Jenna Honore.
And here is Jenna Honore introduced to the
Number
home
10,
crowd.
Callie Vick, senior.
Senior Callie Vick follows
Number
right
12,
behind her.
Cassidy Anderson, junior.
Cassidy Anderson, the sharpshooter, makes her way to
Number
midcourt.
20, Molly Wilson, junior.
And the great defender, Molly Wilson.
And number 24, Allie Harvey.
And the leading
junior.
scorer, the leading rebounder, leading everything, Allie Harvey.
Mr.
And the Howe Lady Bulldogs, obviously coached
Derek
by
Land.
Derek Lands. The Mineola Yellow Jackets, coached by Mr. Riley. So we're just about ready. Justin, what do you expect to see tonight?
Well, again, I think it starts there with the matchup between Honore and Sabria Dean, and like I said, as far as one of the keys of the game was how they're going to defend Sabria Dean, and if they're going to try to double team her or just let Honore or Molly Wilson, whoever it is, and see if the other the other girls can beat them. And then also too with Allie Harvey down inside. You talk about the size. I don't think they have anybody who's even remotely close to as tall as Allie Harvey is. So if I'm the Lady Bulldogs, let's see if we can get it down to Harvey and let her go to work in the blocks.
So Harvey will tip off, and the Mineola numbers are a little bit hard to read. I think that's Tiara Stevens, and Mineola will control the tip to start this one off. And bringing it up is Dean. We'll see a lot of her tonight. Left-handed dribbling. She is outstanding. Guarded by Honore. She's going to initially shoot the three off the back of the rim, rebounded by Callie Vick. We are underway. First quarter. Vick, long pass to Wilson in the right corner. Now up top. Vick to the left wing. Honore in the corner to Anderson. Now a long pass underneath to Wilson. Up, and that one is good. And the Howe Lady Bulldogs start this game with a Molly Wilson two-pointer underneath the bucket.
Found her underneath there. Good job by Wilson. You had to pump fake and was able to put it up and get it to go in.
Dean will dribble it left-handed towards the left wing, now top of the key. She's going to drive to the bucket. A ball fake and nicely guarded by Harvey. A turnaround jumper, no good, underhanded, rebounded by Mineola. Around the key, and a walk is going to be called, and that will be called against Jessie O'Reilly. So Wilson to inbound, 7:02 left to go in the first. We're just underway. Howe leads 2-0. Vic trying to break the press, has Wilson next to her. Wilson turns, dribbles once, picks it up, gives it to Vic. Still behind the line, and now throws it to Wilson in front of the line. Honore underneath, Allie Harvey up, that's good. 4-0, Howe in the lead.
Able to break that press, get it down to Harvey. Took a little bit of time, but able to do it though.
6:40 on the clock here in the first. Dean dribbling, left-handed towards the left wing, guarded by Honore. Thickly. Honore nicely moves her feet. Dean the jumper. That one's off the back of the rim. That one no good. Rebounded by Harvey. Outlet to Wilson. Dribbling softly. Picks up her dribble now to Vic. Still behind the line. Trying to get it across. Now back to Wilson across the line. Back to Vic. Top of the key. Vic dribbling with her right hand 2-3 times. Picks it up. Goes to Wilson. A zone defense underneath by Mineola. And now Honore. High post. And underneath now to Cassidy Anderson. Turns long pass. Vic wants to shoot the three, makes a ball fake, gives it to Allie Harvey outside. That's short on the jumper. And it's going to be rebounded on the loose ball by Wilson, however. Looking for somewhere to go, and she sets it up with Honore. Left wing back to Wilson. Now in the corner, Cassidy Anderson for three. That one's off the front of the rim, no good. A great effort for the rebound, but the loose ball comes up by, once again, Dean. She'll pass, and a three-pointer shot in the back of the rim. That one's no good from left wing, and Anderson gets the rebound for Howe. Outlet to Callie Vick, crosses the midfield or mid-court stripe, and now to Wilson, left wing, top of the key, dribbles it over to Honore, left wing. Back to Wilson, top of the key, underneath, high post, and now Anderson for another three on the far corner. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Honore. Back out to Wilson. Now underneath to Allie Harvey, who has it go off of her left leg and out of bounds. She tried to put it on the floor, but it went right off her shin.
Well, they're trying to work into Harvey there in the high post, right there in the middle of the lane, and just see if the offense can create from there. Anderson's going to have to hit those long-range shots.
So now over to the left side. And now Dean's going to drive the lane up underneath. That one's up. That one rims out. No good. Rebounded Anderson. Anderson has her pocket picked, however, behind her. And now Mineola recovers. Now kick it out to Dean, the left wing, and she'll dribble to the middle of the court. And another long bomb shot, three-pointer, and that one is good. Megan Brewington with that one, and we've got a 4-3 game. Howe 4. And Mineola 3, a long pass to Harvey. I think it was tipped. It was going to be Howe's ball, but she tried to save it, and she stepped out. Now Mineola with control. 4:21 left to go in the first.
Turnover there on the press there. No problem. Just go back and start back over here when you get the next ball.
Dean dribbling right-handed towards the right wing, guarded deeply by Honore. And now it's going to be Brewington. Now top of the key. Now left side, dribbling through the lane. A little bit out of control is Mineola. And now dribbling through the lane and kicking it back out. Another long shot. That one's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Molly Wilson, who's fouled.
Good job by Wilson to block out. Problem was none of the Lady Bulldogs went to go get it there for a little bit. It took one bounce on the floor before finally somebody went and got it.
Man, these numbers are really hard to tell who they are on Mineola. I think that's Cindy Butler over there. And here's a long pass. It's going to be picked off by Mineola. A long pass underneath on the layup up, and that one's good, and a foul called on Howe. 4-3 right now. Howe in the lead.
Lady Bulldogs having some trouble on the last couple of possessions to break the press there. Another turnover on a bad pass. And able to bring it back the other way, draw the foul.
So Brewington will shoot two. And she heaves it up there, one-handed, no good off the back of the rim. So still 4-3, Howe in the lead, 3:36 remaining here in quarter number one. 4 dribbles, from Brewington. She puts it up, and that one's good. Ties the game at 4. Breaking the press is Howe. Honore to Vic. Vic double teamed and finds Wilson across the floor. Now inside to Honore. Back to Vic. Quickly down. Right wing Vic. Looking for Harvey underneath. He's going to feed her. Harvey is going to make a pass to Anderson, who goes to Wilson, who goes to Honore. Back to Harvey underneath. That one's up, and that one's good. About a 3-foot jumper, and how it regains the lead 6-4.
Good job. Got it down there into the block. Wanted to get Harvey to work.
So Mineola quickly across the line. Brewington, right-handed dribbling, guarded by Vic. Now right wing. And now it's going to be Dean, left wing, over in the far corner. That's actually not Dean, that's Butler. And a turnover or a timeout. Timeout's been called. Well,
Sabria Dean, you can tell she is, she's as advertised. Problem is she's 0 for 4 right now, and she's trying to do it all herself. A couple other Lady Jackets have had let's see, who was it? Josiah Riley had a 3 there earlier, and then Brewington had a free throw. But you could tell Dean is the piston of this offense and gets it going. And Honore's doing a good job there of pestering her and making shots difficult.
6-4, Howe in the lead. Howe, the home team. A pretty good crowd and a good student section tonight. It's technically a whiteout, but it's somewhat white.
White and gray.
I see a white Saints jersey over there. And here is a turnover on Dean, who threw it to the right side and missed her target. It goes out of bounds, and Howe's going to have possession with Wilson going to inbound to Callie Vick. Howe leading 6-4. 2:42 on the clock here in the first. Wilson back to Vick. Dribbles and back to Wilson. Back to Vick, right side. Back to Wilson, left wing in the corner for Anderson. She's going to shoot the long 3. That one's off the back of the rim, no good. And rebounded by Callie Vick. Loose ball. Harvey regains it. Way out to Wilson. Now Anderson again feeds Harvey underneath. She goes up. That one's off the rim. No good. Rebound by Honore. She's up. She's fouled. That ball is in the bucket.
Great offensive rebound by Jenna Honore. And again, that just goes back to extra possessions, offensive rebounding for the Lady Bulldogs for them to get that.
8-4, and Honore will shoot with 2:13 on the clock.
Honore average just under 3 rebounds a game.
That one is right in the bucket. Make it 9-4, Howe in the lead. And Dean will bring it down. Right-handed dribbling. Guarded by Honore, about 5 yards away, 3 yards away. Has a pick set on her, and now a quick pass underneath. And cut off by Allie Harvey. And now a lot of passing, and right through the lane is going to be the dribbling. Now it appears that Allie Harvey is going to be called for a foul right around the left elbow.
Yeah, they saved the ball out of bounds. Mineola did, and that Harvey had it. Harvey probably should just stop and just gave it to a ball handler. Instead, she had it and lost the handle on it.
Quick inbound, looking for somewhere to go. And a shot is off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Dean, however. It goes through the legs of Wilson and picked back up. And now it's going to be Butler driving to the left wing. She'll drive to the top of the key, and they'll set it up. And now Butler again, left side. Looking for somewhere to go, nowhere to go. Now underneath to Stevens. Stevens back out to Butler. She has the under the bucket layup, no good. And now Vick has it stolen away by Dean. She was trying to hit Wilson, but Dean just picked it off. And now she's dribbling from one side to the other, and a jumper is off the back of the rim. That one's no good. It goes out of bounds off of Tiara Stevens, and Howe will have possession leading 9-4 with just under a minute left here in the first.
I think Sabria Dean, I believe she's maybe 0 for 5, 0 for 6. She just can't hit a bucket right now.
Man, these numbers are really hard to see. It's hard to tell. What number is she right here?
That's number 12. That's Riley, Josiah Riley, who just intercepted it.
And she picks it off on the bad pass. Riley wants to shoot the long ball. It's air ball, no good, but rebounded underneath and put back up for the bucket. 9-6. 33 seconds. Howe trying to get it across the line. Vic looking for somewhere to go. Vic and Wilson play catch, and it's picked off again. Vic tried the long pass, and once again it was picked off, and Dean on the jumper is no good. A nice block out by Wilson, but Dean gets her own rebound and comes to the near side. Right wing guarded by Honore. 10 seconds. Picks up her dribble, and now it's knocked out of bounds by Callie Vick. And Mineola will try to inbound here with 7.21 seconds on the clock. And a quick inbound. Dean has it, top of the key. Honore guarding her, about 7 yards away. Very top of the key, and now right on her. She'll drive the bucket, left side, up, and that one's off the front of the rim and no good. Howe leads 9-6 after the first period.
Well, it says advertised right now. I like that they're trying to get Allie Harvey down the post. They're having some issues with this press that they're going to have to work on. I guess they've probably turned the ball over about 4 times during that first quarter due to the press.
9-6. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Bucksnort Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Ed Meacham State Farm, Exalt Realty, Independent Bank, Guild Mortgage, and Knight Furniture. Now let's go live to the game with Monty Walker and Justin White.
So if the matchup was Dean versus Honore, right now it's Honore.
I think it's Honore right now, yeah. Like I said, Dean's probably, but I kept up with the first 3 or 4 shots there. She just couldn't hit a bucket. And I think some of that's part of Honore. I think some of it's just she just can't make a basket right now.
We were told she averages about 30 per game.
Wow.
And shut out here in the first quarter. So Honore and the Lady Bulldogs will inbound here, leading 9-6 as we enter quarter number 2. Vic has it, being guarded by Riley. And now over to Honore, left wing. Now back to Vic, right wing. Back to Honore, left wing, inside to Harvey. Honore dribbles to the top of the key, hits Wilson in the corner, toes on the line, she shoots, it's no good, rebounded by Harvey. Dribbles in the lane, off the glass, up, no good, rebounded by Dean. Dean, the long pass, and that was knocked away by Callie Vick. Mineola will have possession as Derek Lands says that it went off of the other player. Lands is upset that says Callie Vick knocked it off the other player.
Yeah, Vick tipped it, and the Mineola player tipped it last.
The officials see differently, and Mineola will inbound here. Looking for somewhere to go, and finally throws it, just heaves it, and Dean has to go grab it before it goes out of bounds. Guarded by Honore, left wing, dribbles towards the top of the key. She's going to drive the lane, kicks it inside. That's up and no good. Harvey rebounds over quickly to Honore. 1-on-1 down the court, and now she pulls up. Is going to have to wait for Harvey to cross the line. She does. A long pass, Vic. Now a long pass up top. Cassidy Anderson, left wing, way across to Wilson. Vic has it right wing, back to Wilson in the corner. Back to Vic. A long pass, Anderson shoots the 3 from the corner. That one rims in, rims out, no good. Put up by Harvey on the rebound, and Howe extends the lead 11-6.
If Cassidy Anderson, like I said, we got to be able to hit that 3 from beyond the arc, but if you can, it'd be good to have Allie Harvey to clean up your mess.
Dean will bring it up with 6:46 remaining in quarter number 2. Over in the corner, and that one is Butler. Butler to the top, and now inside, and Butler's going to grab it, dribble a little bit to the basket, guarded by Wilson, is cut off and has to go back to the top to set it up. Wilson about 10 yards of space as Butler was near midcourt, and now a long pass, and inside, great positioning by Anderson to cut off the pass, and back inside. Butler has it. She's going to drive the lane a little bit out of control. She puts it up, rebounded by Anderson, fouled by Mineola, and I believe that is Tajay Black on the foul, and it is the sophomore.
Man, just every dribble drive there is for the Lady Jackets, the Lady Bulldogs are right there with them, and so it's just hard to get up a good, decent shot.
Molly Wilson checks out. Katie Grogan checks in, and Honore and Vic will break the press. Vic near side, a long pass to Honore underneath. Allie Harvey kicks it out. Anderson back to Harvey underneath. It goes off her foot, and it's going to roll out of bounds. They'll say off of Harvey's foot. Mineola will take possession with 5:53 here in the second, trailing Howe 11-6. Dean brings it up, dribbling left-handed, guarded by Honore. Now left wing to Black. Black brings it near side, guarded by Vic. Now up top. Back in the game is Brewington, and she'll go left wing. Left wing is Whitehead. And now it's Riley. Now back to Brewington, and now Dean has it in her hands. Guarded by Honore. She's trying to hit the bucket. A jumper, and that one's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, Harvey. And Harvey is going to be fouled, and the student section goes nuts.
I didn't see how she was fouled, though. She had the rebound and was about to dribble out, but it's a good call there for the Lady Bulldogs.
Cassidy Anderson checks out. Sierra Copeland checks in. Howe with a 5-point lead with 5:11 left to go in the second.
So now you add more size down low with Copeland into the game.
So Riley will check out for Mineola. And here comes Callie Vick, dribbling near side. Over to Honore, inside to Harvey, out the corner. Katie Grogan for three, no good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Dean. Down the court, long pass, now underneath. That's Black, and she'll kick it out to Dean with her foot on the line off the front of the rim, and no good. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey tries to dribble out, and she's going to be fouled. Harvey was a little bit out of control there. She tripped a little bit, was trying to keep dribbling as she was falling, but thankfully for the Lady Bulldogs, she was fouled.
Because I thought that was going to be a double dribble there for a second as she was trying to gather herself, but it looks like the foul was there on number 10, Whitehead.
That is the fifth foul on Mineola so far. And here's Honore into Sierra Copeland. Copeland back out to Honore. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Now over to Vic. Top of the key, bounce pass to Katie Grogan, right wing, into Harvey, up, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Sierra Copeland, she goes up, that's no good. And now Dean's gonna have it for Mineola. And she'll go the other way, dribbling left, dribbling right, right through the lane, guarded by Honore, she puts it up. There's her first bucket of the game, 11-7. Howe still in the lead with 4:15 left to go in the second. Harvey, middle of the key, dribbling to the bucket. She's gonna put it up, no foul call. A tie ball possibly as Katie Grogan went for the ball. No, a foul's going to be called. I'm not sure how a foul was not called on Allie Harvey.
I tell you, I mean, Allie Harvey got mugged right underneath the basket, and for some reason there was no call, and she's slow to get up, and rightfully so. She got hammered on that play.
Derek Land's obviously not happy with that no call. 4:01 on the clock, or 4:07 rather. And Dean will take her time. Howe not pressuring the inbound. No press here. 11-8, Howe in the lead. Dean at left wing, guarded by Honore, a pick. And now she'll shoot from the right elbow, and that one's good. All of a sudden, she might be getting hot. 11-10, Howe in the lead. Vic on the inbound to Honore. Inside, top of the key now to Sierra. Now Allie Harvey will shoot right at the free throw line, and she's fouled. And not believing the foul call is J.C. Whitehead as her mouth was wide open.
Well, yeah, Harvey got the ball at the free throw line. I don't think she was expecting it there from Copeland and able to hit the shot and got hit on the wrist there as she on her follow through.
Makeup call?
Maybe. and Lady Bulldogs will take it, especially getting 2 points out of it.
3:39 on the clock here in the second. And the Lady Bulldogs lead 13-10. Harvey toes the line to try to put the and one in. And the shot's off the front of the rim and rebounded by Dean. 3:35. Quick pass underneath. And that one is good. A nice look by Dean as she feeds the inside person. And now it's 13-12. 3:26 on the clock. Grogan to Vic. Trying to beat the press. Vic stands there for a minute. Now passes back to Grogan across the line. To Honore at the free throw line. She drives the bucket. She's fouled. The shot is no good. She'll shoot two.
Honore got the ball right in the middle of the lane on that press there, and you knew she was going straight to the bucket, whether she got fouled or not, and able to get hacked there and go to the line. She is a 60% free throw shooter on the season. 3:16
on the clock. Howe leads 13-12. All of a sudden, Sabria Dean is getting hot for Mineola. And the first free throw by Honore is no good off the back of the rim. And Cassidy Anderson will check back into the game. And Allie Harvey will sit for the first time in the first half.
Free throws were an Achilles heel for the Lady Bulldogs late in the game against Alba Golden. You're going to need every one of them here tonight.
3:16 here in the second. Honore, 3 dribbles. Right-handed shooter is up. And that one rims out. But it's knocked away by Anderson. Get it. And she's going to shoot the 3 on the pass by Grogan. That's no good. And Anderson has it go off of Mineola. Or actually, Anderson's going to be called for a foul.
Yeah, loose ball there. She was going for it and got a hand in the cookie jar there and fell for the reach in.
So 3:05 on the clock. Dean dribbling left-handed towards that left wing, guarded by Honore. And now top of the key, she's going to shoot the 3. It's off the right side of the rim and no good. And we'll check the call here. As
she was behind the line too, so that's going to be 3 free throws.
Apparently was fouled by Honore on the 3-point shot. So her first of 3 free throws is good. She's a great shooter. She had a bad first quarter, but she ties the game here at 13. 2:56 remaining in the first half. Dean, second shot, that's good. She's an outstanding athlete and a junior. Third shot, rims out, no good, rebounded by Honore, but Mineola has their first lead of the night, 14-13. Grogan finds Vick, who dribbles across the line to Honore. Back to Katie Grogan, shoots the 3 left wing off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Mineola. And Dean's going to dribble up, and she passes underneath. That one goes off of the intended target, but she regains, and that's Black. She dribbles from one side to the other, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Sierra Copeland. Kicks out to Grogan, back to Vick. Vick picks it up just short of the line, but throws it to Grogan. And now a long pass Sierra Copeland, and that one's going to be stolen away. She was trying to hit Honore, but it was picked off. And here goes Dean, left side, dribbling left-handed, guarded by Honore. Makes a move to the bucket, pulls it up, and now that one's going to be stolen by Vick. She's dribbling right-handed, right side of the line, and she'll put it up on the runner. That one's no good, rebounded by Honore and stolen away by Dean. Now a long pass underneath, some quick passing, and a nice defensive play by Cassidy Anderson, but they're going to call her on the foul.
Good job by Anderson. There was a 2-on-1. I thought maybe she had a clean block there, but at least you got to let them go to the free throw line to earn the 2 points there. Lisa Cannon to the line.
So Cannon seeing action for one of the few times tonight so far. Mineola with a 1-point lead, 14-13. Her free throw is no good. 1:52 on the clock here in quarter number 2. Sierra Copeland checks out. Allie Harvey back into the game. Right now it's Anderson, Harvey, Honore, Grogan, and Vick. Second shot by Cannon's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Honore to Vick, crosses the line, pulls up for a moment, over to Honore, top of the key. She dribbles once, picks it up, now back to Vick, right wing. About 4 feet behind the line. She'll dribble once and pick it up. She'll give it to Grogan, left wing, in the corner. Cassidy Anderson keeps shooting, off the front of the rim, no good. Anderson, we've been missing that 3-pointer so far tonight. 1:28 remaining in quarter number 1. Here's a kick inside, feed by Dean, and Anderson's going to get called again.
That's three fouls on Cassidy Anderson here. So Coach Land may have a decision to have her sit the last minute 24.
And Land's unhappy about this as he feels that there was all ball. The official looks at him and says that she went over with her arms. He gives the motion as Mineola is going to shoot right here, and that is Riley, and her first shot's no good.
Good thing for the Lady Bulldogs. The Lady Jackets are having trouble at the charity stripe as well.
14-13, Mineola in the lead, 1:24 remaining in quarter number 2. Riley's second shot is no good also, rebounded by Anderson. A quick pass to Vick. She dribbles about 5 yards in front of the line. She picks it up, and a quick pass to Grogan, to Harvey, a long pass. She's going to pick it up, and a long pass up top to Callie Vick. Top of the key, right-handed dribbling, Honore at high post. And now Grogan, right wing. Vic with the ball over her head, looking for somewhere to go with it, finds Anderson, who's a little gun shy now. Long pass to Grogan, thought about it, and now Vic right wing. She'll dribble it up to the top of the key. Back to Grogan, and now underneath to Harvey, and a foul is called. And that one is going to be on Stevens.
And that's 17 fouls there, so that's going to be, they're in the bonus now.
Are their fouls correct that are on the floor?
I believe so.
Okay. So Harvey's free throw shot is no good, and it remains 14-13 Mineola. Just under a minute left before the half. Dean dribbling up, guarded by Honore. She's going to try the right-handed layup. That one's no good, rebounded by Harvey. Harvey's going to dribble now, throw it out to Vic. Down in the corner, Katie Grogan to the left wing. Honore. And now Marissa Agee goes up. She misses the layup. It's rebounded by Dean. 22 seconds on the clock. Butler now has it, right wing, now to Dean, top of the key, guarded by Honore. This has been the matchup that coaches dream about right here. Dean versus Honore.
Sure, she's holding for the last
wing,
shot here.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. She drives the bucket. Layup up, no good. Rebounded by Honore. She'll dribble out, 2 seconds, and a last second heave up. That one's off the top of the glass. No good. And Mineola has fought back, and they win the second period and lead 14-13. And what we said earlier is that Jenna Honore won quarter number 1. It is Sabria Dean who won quarter number 2.
Yeah, she looked like she started to heat up there, had 6 points there in that second quarter. And, you know, one thing, too, I'm looking at, Monty, is the Lady Bulldogs working the ball around the perimeter there. They've had several shots behind the three-point line, especially by Cassidy Answer. You can't knock one down. And if you could do that, you could really capitalize on this lead.
You know, she's
Or the
shot
deficit.
so well from 3 this year, but I believe 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 tonight from 3 in the first half.
Yeah, she's 40% from the behind the line in the season, but, yeah, can't hit nothing right now.
Take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Ed Meacham State Farm, Exalt Realty, Independent Bank, Guild Mortgage, and Knight Furniture. Now let's go live to the game with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Well, we're still at half. Just started the half. Howe is trailing 14-13, and I'll try to put a scoreboard up there if I can. Let's see if I can do something about that. Justin, go ahead.
We don't have a scoreboard operator tonight, do we?
I do not. Yeah, I think he has a Saints jersey on over there.
I'll go over some stats real quick, just points for each team. Jenna Honore with 3 points, Molly Wilson with 2, and Allie Harvey leading the Lady Bulldogs with 8 for Howe. For Mineola, Megan Brewington with 1 point, J.C. Whitehead with 2, Josiah Riley with 3, Alyssa Cannon with 2, and then, as we said earlier, with Sabria Dean leading the Lady Jackets with 6 points here tonight. The 14-13 our score.
Yeah, quick game so far and a low-scoring game so far. You kind of expect that from Howe's defense. They usually hold people to about 13 or so at the half here lately anyway.
And part of that's probably defense, and then some of it just being patient on offense. You know, it's kind of a good thing there's not a shot clock.
Yeah, Howe, who generally scores a lot more than 14 and a half, has been shut down. A lot of those, some of them aren't turnovers, trying to break the press. Mineola has a great defensive presence. They're much like Howe, except they rely on one person offensively more so than Howe, who relies on maybe 3 or 4 individuals.
Yeah, a little bit more balanced scoring coming from the Lady Bulldogs. But yeah, Dean, you can tell, is the main player. She tries to get some of the other ladies involved there, but she's pretty much carrying the load on her own.
Well, we have an extended timeout, and in basketball, you know, there's no courtside halftime show or anything like that. There's no band to play.
There's no Caroline here to do the halftime show with.
You know, that's who we miss. Not
we miss
here.
Caroline.
Yeah, maybe she'll come back. I know she has a newborn, so I don't know if she'll be roaming the sidelines on Friday nights for us in the fall. But maybe hopefully, maybe, you know, She can bring the little man.
Yeah.
I guess. Hey, we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to just put it on autopilot for just a moment, and we'll be back. There's about 6 minutes left to go before tip-off, so we'll be right back right after this. An outstanding defensive play by Molly Wilson.
And Honore draws the charge.
Now Cassidy Anderson from 3. Near side, you know what's going to happen when she pulls it. And how your Lady Bulldogs are area champions.
Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Ed Meacham State Farm, Exalt Realty, Independent Bank, Guild Mortgage, and Knight Furniture. Now let's go live to the game with Monty Walker and Justin White.
Well, we're going to hear the buzzer go off again here in a minute. There's 17 seconds. Oh, wait.
Maybe not. I think maybe they know it's loud.
They took it to 0, yeah. Thank you. Very nice. So here we are at the half. It is 14-13 Mineola. So we'll move on into the third period because that's where we are. And play is underway. Now we'll get to see Dean on the near side as she's shooting to the bucket to our left. And she'll dribble to the right wing, and Riley will shoot it right behind the free throw line, and that one is good. And Mineola extends the lead 16-13. Vic to Wilson to break the press. Wilson will dribble once, pick it up, and now throw a lazy pass to Honore, who could have been called, a foul could have been called on her, no call, and Vic has it top of the key. Guarded by Riley. Over to Wilson, left wing in the corner for Allie Harvey. Long pass to Vic. Thought about the 3, and now Cassidy Anderson will shoot it from the corner, and that one is good. Welcome 3-point Cassidy Anderson.
Yeah, they needed that in the first quarter, but we'll go and take it here in the second quarter, put them back up, tie the ball game now.
16-16. Dean, left side Butler. Butler has it. Now to Dean, left wing. Dribbling right-handed. Stevens screens Honore, but now Butler has it. Left, she'll shoot. That one's an air ball. Stevens tries to save it, but she stepped on the line. Howe will have possession with 6:48 remaining in quarter number 3. Tie ball game, 16 up. Inbound to Vic. Vic over to Wilson. Guarded by Riley. She'll dribble twice and pick it up. A high pass to Wilson, to Harvey. It's stolen by Riley, but the layup is no good, and it's rebounded by Howe. Honore's pass to Vic could have been called for a foul on Riley, no call. Now Wilson down in the corner to Anderson. Top of the key, Vic looking at Harvey, decides not to, now does, right at the free throw line. Anderson in the corner for 3. That one's good!
Uh-oh. Maybe Anderson is starting to heat up now for the Lady Bulldogs.
Back-to-back threes by Anderson, and Howe takes the lead, 19-16. Dean dribbles across. Behind her back, top of the key, guarded by Honore. Now moving towards that left wing. She'll make a move. Jump, stop, picks it up. Shot, no good. Foul by Honore.
Good job there by Honore. She was right there with her, and just Dean maybe put a little body in her to draw the foul from Honore.
And that's the key. Honore is going to have to stay out of foul trouble if the Lady Bulldogs are going to have a shot in this game. One thing it does, you can't have her off the floor. 2, you can't put Dean at the line. That first one is good. The second one rolls in and out, rebounded by Harvey, and she has it picked away from her, but it goes out of bounds. And Howe will inbound here with 5:50 on the clock here in the third, leading Mineola 19-17. Vic dribbles straight up middle of the court to the right side. Now to Wilson, right wing, looking at Harvey, dribbles left-handed a couple times, picks it up now in the corner. Cassidy Anderson for 3. That one is good! Back-to-back threes by Cassidy Anderson, extends the lead 22-17.
I said that in the first half. If Cassidy Anderson can get going, she could really open this game up, and there's 3 straight threes for her, lead by 5 now.
Dean feeds inside to Riley at right elbow, nowhere to go. She'll dribble left to the left elbow. Now inside, and that was going to be a shot off the front of the rim, and it bounces in for Brewington, and it'll be 22-19 now. Howe leading. Harvey across, and now to Anderson, far corner, a long shot by Honore, off the glass, no good. Anderson's got to be careful. She was going for the rebound. It's going to be Dean picking it up, going to the middle of the court, feeds Riley underneath, blocked by Wilson, but rebounded by Brewington, and she'll put up the jumper, and that one's good. 22-21. Howe in the lead, 4:42 to go in the game in the third period. Wilson, a long pass down, and it's going to be out of bounds, but a foul's going to be called on Stevens as she went for the ball on Anderson.
Lady Bulldogs need to try to, which they've been doing, working the ball in the middle during the press. If the middle is taken away, use the sides. That's exactly what they did. They had a ball in front of the bench there, got it down to Anderson on the other side of the bench on the Howe side, and drew the foul.
4:33 to left to go in the third. Wilson dribbles it up top of the key underneath. High post, Honore, shot up, off the glass, off the back of the rim. That one's good. 24-21, Howe in the lead.
Exactly how you break the zone there, get it to the high post, and let them go to work.
Dean dribbles, left-handed, right-handed, now through her legs, guarded by Honore, top of the key, pointing a direction at Stevens to switch, and now Dean's going to drive the lane right side, trying to back down Honore, and a foul's going to be called by on Anderson, and Derek Lands turns around, puts his left hand on the top of his head, scratches it a little bit, and then decides to send Katie Grogan into the game for Anderson, as she now has 4 fouls, I believe.
Man, that's going to hurt right there. Anderson who's hit 3 threes here in the third quarter, now sitting on the bench for a significant amount of time.
Inbound, and Butler on the shot. That one's good. Quickly, Mineola down by 1, 24-23. Vic and Wilson playing catch, and now to Allie Harvey across the line, back to Vic. She'll drive the lane on the layup, up and no good, but a foul has been called.
I like the aggressiveness by Callie Vick. Saw an opening, and instead of pulling it back and letting the offense set up, she saw a crease there and went straight to the bucket and drew the foul.
3:47 on the clock. Vick will shoot 2. Howe leading 24-23.
And she's one of the leading free throw shooters on this team, 81% from the line during the regular season.
That's who you want at the line. And the first shot, a lot of backspin. That one's good. A big round of applause and scream from the student section. 25-23. Vic, of course, the first female to play football for Howe. She was the kicker. Second shot, that one good. 26-23. She's going out West Texas to play soccer. Scholarship, University of Texas, Permian Basin, I believe. And now Dean here, top of the key, dribbles through her legs. She gets off the screen, Honore, and now she'll drive left-handed layup. Blocked by Harvey, rebounded by Honore. She'll dribble left-handed, pick it up, now give it to Grogan. Grogan dribbles a couple of times, right, left-handed, and now Vic just shy of the midcourt stripe, passes over to Grogan. Now in the corner, Molly Wilson for 3. That one is good! Lady Bulldogs are wearing out the near corner.
Just moving the ball around the perimeter, and yeah, that right side has been money for them.
29-23, Howe in the lead. Mineola calls a timeout. Howe goes nuts.
I tell you right now, the momentum, Coach Riley for the Lady Jackets saw the momentum has been kind of shifting here to the Lady Bulldogs and calls that timeout. Probably a much-needed timeout for them.
Man, you talk about money shots right there. Anderson, and that one by Wilson was massive.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about in the first half. They were doing that in the same on the other end here, just couldn't make a basket in the same spot here on the left side of the floor. It's on the right side over on this side, but we're doing the same thing, just couldn't hit a shot in the first half.
You know, Wilson known for her defense, not necessarily for her offense. Boy, that one is as big as any shot she's ever made.
And to do that with Cassidy Anderson on the bench.
3:04 here to go in quarter number 3. Howe with a 6-point lead. 29-23. If they win, they play Friday night in Prosper against Chapel Hill. And Mineola dribbling across the line, guarded by Vic. Now to Butler, right wing. Now up top, Stevens. Now Riley, left wing. She'll dribble once, twice, kick it up top. And that's going to be Brewington setting up the play at the very, very top of the key. She'll dribble right-handed towards the right wing. And now left side, dribbling through the lane, loses it for a moment. Now has to find somebody to pass it to and throws it away. And Howe goes nuts again. Howe with clear momentum right now with 2:36 left to go in the third.
Again, that half-court defense, they're just staying with their man, fighting through screens, and just doing a good job there of cutting out the passing lanes.
Grogan dribbles across the stripe, guarded by Brewington. Harvey, right wing, looks for the cutter, but she'll drive the bucket. She puts it up, no good. Honore rebound. She puts it up, it's blocked. And now going down from one side to the other is Dean. She'll dribble towards the left, now to the right, underneath. A nice pass. Stevens up. That's blocked by Harvey and out of bounds. Mineola will have possession.
Good job there by Dean, kind of the stutter step, and able to dish off there to number 20, Stevens. But good job there by Harvey with those long arms, able to deflect it away.
2:09 left to go in the third. An inbound pass. Riley has it. Now Dean has it. Now back to Butler. Right side, through the lane. Thought about going up. She does. Shoots it off the front of the rim. No good. A loose ball. And finally rebounded long way away from the bucket is Butler. She'll give it to Dean, top of the key, guarded by Honore. Dribbling right. Stevens sets the pick. Now Harvey on her. And the shot is no good. Rebounded by Honore. She'll dribble once. Now give it to Grogan. Beats the press, and now the pass is thrown down the court, and I thought there was going to be a foul call on Brewington.
Yeah, I mean, it went down there to, was that for Grogan, I think it was? And, yeah, Brewington was all over her and got a lot of body there and almost knocked her down, but no call there.
So Howe will inbound, Molly Wilson to do the chores. Butler checks out, Black checks in for Mineola. Wilson to Katie Grogan, top of the key. Again, Anderson in foul trouble is on the bench. And a bad pass, but Wilson regains control of Grogan's pass. And now Honore, right wing, feeds Harvey underneath, puts it up off the glass. That one rolls in. And Howe extends the lead 31-23 with $1:19 left to go in the third. Dean dribbling, left side of the lane, turns around, jump stop, up. That one's greatly defended by Honore. No good, rebounded by Harvey, but she has it taken away from her. And here's Black, top of the key. She'll dribble to the very top and hand it over to Riley. And she'll back up and set up the play with under a minute left. They may play for the last shot. Who knows? 55 seconds left to go. And Riley says no to that. She drives the bucket. It's blocked by Harvey. She gets her own rebound. Rebounded by Harvey after she puts it up. Harvey going from one side to the other. 46 seconds on the clock. Dribbles left, dribbles right. She's fouled as she goes up for the layup.
Harvey got the rebound, looked for somebody to throw it to, and said, I got an open lane here, open floor, and just took it all the way to the basket, able to draw the foul.
Harvey was on a mission. And from going from our left to our right, high dribbling and all, she got it there, got the job done, and she'll shoot two.
And Harvey, who's been kind of quiet here in this third quarter, has got 10 points here at the free throw line, a 48% free throw shooter.
Dribbles twice, low to the court. That one bounces, and in the hoop. And Howe extends the lead 32-23 as that one just stood straight up on the back of the rim for a while.
Yeah, it took three bounces there and then finally decided to go in.
42.75 seconds left to go in the third. Howe up 32-23, a 9-point lead, the most of the night. Now three dribble by Harvey. That one is a little bit easier. It goes straight in. And inbound by Mineola, down by 10, 33-23. Howe in clear momentum, and you would expect Dean to play for the last shot. 34 seconds as she dribbles up slowly, and now she's going to make a move on Honore. Jumps at the elbow. That's no good. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey again going from one side to the other. No foul call this time as she goes up for the layup. A loose ball, and it's going to be gathered by Katie Grogan, who kicks it out and throws it out of bounds. She got in a little bit of a hurry, was trying to hit Callie Vick on the corner, just threw it right over her head.
Yeah, had the ball was saved out of bounds, kind of helter-skelter there for a little bit for the Lady Bulldogs, and ended up turning the ball over. And now it looks like the Lady Jackets will play for the last shot.
7 seconds. Dean has it. 6, 5, 4, 3. She's going to drive the bucket and now shoot, and that one's off the front of the rim and no good, and she clenches her fist, both of them, and hits her thighs with them as she's clearly upset, not shooting like she'd like to shoot tonight.
She got off a pretty decent shot, but I mean, still, Jenna Honore just stayed right with her and moved her feet. She had the little step back there, and Honore was just able to at least put a hand in her face and just not able to knock it down, but good defense there by Honore.
Boy, the matchup of Honore and Dean is just something to behold.
33-23, Howe in the lead.
And she's only got 7 points here through 3 quarters. So
just outstanding defense by the junior.
And it's not only just Honore, it's, they'll screen for Dean, and when Dean drives the basket, Harvey is right there to help, so she kind of makes things difficult for her too when she goes to the paint. So it's been kind of a team effort there, especially by Harvey and Honore.
Well, we're entering the 4th period, and if Howe can hang on to a 10-point lead, they'll be regional quarterfinal champions for the first time ever. And how about that?
We said Friday and Prosper. Is that the
Friday and Prosper? If they can hang on, you know that Mineola is not going away.
No.
And boy, grab your socks and pull. This one's going to be a barn burner finish. I can guarantee it.
And we saw the desperation from Alba Golden last week during that 4th quarter. Made a valiant comeback just to fall short. So yeah, I'm sure Mineola will do the same.
Grogan, Vic, Honore, Harvey, and Wilson into the game. And Honore has it to Grogan, top of the key. She'll drive to the bucket. She'll shoot. Long shot, no good. Rebounded by Harvey up underneath. That one's up and no good. This one's rebounded, however, by Honore. No foul call as she was hit. Back to Harvey underneath, and this one's going to be a jump ball. And Harvey is hurt. She is down.
Well, she got it right in between 2 girls there, and they held on the ball, and she looked like she hit her knees right on the court.
She's still yet to get up. Harvey with 12 points and only 1 foul so far, and now the student section and the fans on the Howe side give a roaring ovation as Harvey comes to her feet.
She'll probably be sore in the morning.
7:40 left to go in the game. Howe up by 10, 33-23. Dean, guarded by Honore, picks that. Now Harvey's got Dean. Up underneath, that one no good on the runner. Rebounded, however, and that one great defense by Grogan, and it'll end up being a turnover as Honore has it in her hands. And now Howe quickly down the court. Wilson underneath, kicks it out to Grogan for 3. Right wing, off the back of the glass, no good. Rebounded by Vic. Vic's going to drive the bucket. That's up, no good. She wanted the foul, didn't get it, and now Dean has it. 7 minutes left to go in the game. She'll dribble through the floor, and guess who draws the charge?
Boy, I tell you what, Jenna Honore got pushed back about 5 feet on that extended arm, I guess, there by Dean.
Honore draws it, and Howe will have the ball. 7:02 with 10 left to go in the game, and Cassidy Anderson checks back in. Katie Grogan checks out.
Coach Land's going to take a chance here with 4 fouls on Anderson here in the last 7 minutes of the game.
Honore dribble one side to the other on the layup. It's swatted away, and a foul apparently has been called right underneath the bucket on the layup.
Again, Honore is no stranger to taking it to the basket there and able to draw the foul.
So 6:54 left to go. And Howe has a 10-point lead with Jenna Honore at the line. 33-23. Honore's first shot is off the back of the rim and no good on the free throw. She'll shoot another one.
Got 5 points on the night.
Howe's main starters are in the game. Wilson, Anderson, Harvey, Vic, and Honore as she makes the back end. 11-point lead for Howe, 34-23. Mineola finally finds Dean to inbound. 6:52, and she'll dribble left-handed, guarded by Honore. Top of the key. Honore is yet to sit in this game. Left wing to Black, guarded by Wilson. She'll dribble twice and pick it up, guarded by Wilson as she gets closer. And now it's Brewington on the right wing. Now hands off to Dean, who has it right wing. She wants away from Jenna Honore. Drives the bucket. Left elbow up. Off the back of the glass. No good. Great defense again by Honore. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey, a quick pass to Wilson. Wilson dribbling to the bucket. Has it stolen away from her from behind. And now Brewington quickly down the court. She'll dribble and a nice turn across. She'll back up at the right wing. And now Black drives the lane. Wilson picks her pocket. A loose ball. Brewington comes up with it. They'll set it up again top of the key. Just under 6 minutes. Howe with an 11-point lead. 34-23. Black dribbling to the left side of the lane, blocked away by Harvey, and she'll take possession and give it to Honore. Callie Vick on the left side will dribble it up across the lane to the middle, and now kicks it out to Anderson for three on the corner off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded for a moment by Harvey, but now Dean comes down with it. Harvey has to chase from behind. Dean drives the lane. That one's up, and that one is good, and a timeout has been called. 34-25, Howe with a 9-point lead, and we have 5:27 left to go in the game.
Anderson had a chance there to blow this open even more with a three over there. And Harvey, I tell you what, she's really earning her minutes here tonight. She's getting pushed around and banged around down there in the paint.
That was the Anderson three-pointer was actually on the other side this time.
Yes.
In the other far corner away from us on the right side of the court, whereas all of her others had come from the near side. She started out slow, but boy, she heated up. The problem with Anderson being in the game is she has 4 fouls, but you'll take that risk all day long with 5 minutes left to go in the game.
Especially when you got Jenna Honore guarding the best player, and you talked about just don't let her beat you. And again, she's only got 9 points as Dean, and then you kind of take your chances with Anderson with 4 fouls.
So the Dean versus Honore matchup, as you mentioned, Dean has 9 points, 2 fouls, and Honore 6 points and 2 fouls. But more importantly, Howe has a 9-point lead, 34-25.
How impressive is that for Honore to only have 2 fouls, too?
That is very impressive and much needed if Howe was going to stay in this game. And not only have they stayed in it, they are commanding right now, 34-25. A very low-scoring defensive struggle. Wilson to inbounds, 5:27 left to go in the game, over to Honore. Honore will bring it down, dribble once, back to Wilson. A full press now on Howe. Harvey, top of the key, has it across the line, looking for somewhere to go, hits the cutter Vick, and Vick in the lane is going to get called for traveling.
Got that pivot foot. I think she took an extra step when she had that pivot foot.
Lands yells out something. He didn't yell at the officials. He yelled something at Vick. 5:08 left to go in the game. Right wing to Butler. Very top. Now she'll bring it top of the key. Near side to Stevens. Stands about a foot behind the three-point line. The ball gets away from Dean, but back to Stevens. And Anderson makes a great play across the middle to block it away, and Howe has possession. Wilson has it. Dribbles once, twice. Picks it up, and they're going to call for a carry on Wilson. But she apparently got her hand underneath the ball. You hardly ever see that anymore. You never see that called.
I don't see it, and I really didn't see Wilson do that either. I don't think she carried it all.
Not a good call, in my humble opinion. 4:43 to go in the game. Howe up by 9. Dean, a long three-point shot off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded underneath by Riley. She'll put it right back up. That's Black, however. And that'll cut the Howe lead to 7. And she gets the foul. Black on her shot is off the glass and good. So now it's a 6-point lead for Howe, 34-28. Vick on the inbound. She'll dribble up past Riley, behind her back. It gets away from her. It's going to be picked up. Mineola on the free layup, and that one's good. It's a 4-point game. And now Mineola has clear momentum. Harvey crosses the line, goes to the bucket, a pass out to Wilson, back to Harvey underneath. It gets away from her. She throws it up. That one no good. Going to be rebounded by Anderson, who throws it back to Harvey. Vick on a three-pointer off the back of the glass. That one no good. Rebounded by Stevens. And here goes Riley down the court. Quick pass to Black underneath on the layup. That one's up. That one's good. It's a 2-point game. 34-32 with 3:53 left to go in the game. Honore down the court. And a timeout has been called, and you can hear the Mineola crowd on the near side as the head coach Riley pumps his fist several times and gives his bodybuilder flex as he is pumped.
Well, there's the desperation comeback we talked about, and that happened pretty quickly on about 2 turnovers and a missed shot there by the Lady Bulldogs. And that was a much-needed timeout for Derek Lands to gather the troops and just say, everybody calm down here. We had about a 10-point lead here just about a minute ago, literally about a minute ago, and all of a sudden it's kind of disintegrated, but remember what got you here.
Howe still has a 2-point lead, 34-32, but as you mentioned, that sucker disintegrated in a hurry. And it hasn't been Dean, it's been turnovers. You know, the pickpockets and those bad passes and things like that. Mineola's defense has put them squarely back into this game.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of this full court defense they've had the last couple of possessions, and that's kind of what the press does. It kind of just snowballs, but for 3 quarters, the Lady Bulldogs have been able to pretty much break it, and for some reason, these last 2 possessions, they've just kind of fallen apart.
The crowd you hear is both. They are both on their feet. 3:51 to go in the game. Wilson looking for somewhere to go with it, and that one's going to be knocked away, and Mineola has it go off of Black and out of bounds, and Howe will retain possession. You got to be careful on those inbound passes. Wilson will inbound again, looking for Vic or Honore. She finds Vic. A little less pressure this time as the inbounds came from the side. Vic crosses the line, guarded by Riley, and it's knocked away by Riley and out of bounds, and Howe will inbound again from the corner.
They brought an extra defender over when she got into the half court and double-teamed her, almost right there, pinned her up against the sideline.
You can see the elevation, the temperature has risen from Mineola. Here's Harvey underneath. That one's blocked away, and it's going to be Howe's ball as it goes out of bounds underneath the goal. The defense by Riley has intensified exponentially. Wilson to inbound, quick underneath to Anderson, stolen away. Riley from one side to the other, guarded by Vic on the layup. It's up, no good. Rebounded, however, by Black. That one's no good. Wilson brings it down in the corner. She's in trouble, and she throws it away. Riley has it. Left elbow, and was a timeout called.
No, travel. It looked like a travel.
A travel was called against Riley, and Howe goes crazy.
Looks like a technical foul there on Riley. I think she threw the ball up or slammed it or did something, and the officials saw that. And what a mistake there by the Lady Jackets, and that's going to send your best free throw shooter for the Lady Bulldogs, Callie Vick, to the line.
You know, we talked about the intensity of Riley picking up, and you could clearly see it, and she got a little bit too wound up. And here's Vick towing the line all alone by herself on the free throw, and that one is good, and Howe extends the lead, 35-32 with 3:19 left to go in the game.
Yeah, Josiah Riley got called for traveling and then, threw the ball up or did something that the officials didn't like. Yeah, Vic has a chance to increase the lead.
Vic's second shot rolls in and out. And you can see the student section, they're standing straight up, and when it rolled out, they all bent over. Wilson to inbound. Vic has it behind the line. A long pass, Jenna Honore by herself through the lane. The right-handed layup up, no good. Harvey has it, but it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Mineola ball. 35-32, Howe in the lead, trying to hang on to this barn burner.
Honore tried to go to the basket, tried to draw the foul, and a lot of contact, but no foul.
Dean putting Mineola on her back here. Dribbling left-handed, guarded by Honore. Neither has come out of the game. Dean sets up, shot off the back of the rim, no good. Great block out by Anderson, and Riley has it go off of her. Give Anderson so much credit there for blocking out.
Anderson put her backside on a man or a lady there and able to clear some space out there and get the ball the other way.
Here's Wilson. She picks it up before the line, trying to find somewhere to go, and she finds Honore, who does cross the line. Driving to the middle of the lane, kicks it out. Anderson for three in the corner. That one's short. Going to be rebounded by Black. That's Riley, however. And now Dean has it. They get it straight to Dean. You know where they're going with the ball. They know. Behind the three-point line, guarded by Honore. She'll send it up. 2:33 left to go in the game. Howe up by 3, 35-32. Dean dribbling left-handed, now right-handed. She wants to go through the lane. She does. That's up. It's in the bucket. Rolls over the front of the rim and good. Howe has a 1-point lead, 35-34. Down the court, Vic has it just shy of the line. She dribbles across the line, left-handed toward the left wing. Anderson up top to Honore, driving the bucket. She puts it up high off the glass, no good. Rebound Harvey, that's no good. Rebounded by Mineola. down the court. Black on the layup. It's up, and that's no good. Rebounded by Cassidy Anderson. And now quickly down the court is Allie Harvey, looking for somewhere to go with it, and a timeout has been called with 1:52 left to go in the game. Howe with a 35-34 one-point lead. Grab your socks and pull. Holy cow, what a game.
That was going back and forth there. Neither team was sitting up early in an offense. And, Coach Lands, they got to the front court, and Coach Lands said, everybody stop, timeout, let's gather ourselves and set up a half-court offense.
So right now into the game for Howe is Honore, Vick, Anderson, Wilson, and Harvey. That's everybody they want in the game. And fouls so far is 2 on Honore, 2 on Vick, 4 on Anderson. Wilson doesn't have a foul, and Allie Harvey only has 1 foul. Nobody in foul trouble on the floor for Mineola.
I would think here on this next one, this possession, they're going to try to work it around the perimeter like they've been doing, and the goal is to get it down to Harvey. But with the zone defense, your goal is to kind of either get in the high post, or if you can get it down to Harvey in the low post, or if not, you can skip past it across the other side. That's kind of how you beat the zone sometimes, is skip past across the other side, and that's where a lot of the Lady Bulldogs have gotten their three-pointers on Cassidy Anderson, is working it from the left to the right side.
Harvey, the leading scorer in the game with 12, and Dean right behind her at 11. And both crowds at full throat. 1:52 remaining in the game. Wilson to inbound. She looks for Vick and has it go right through her hands, and Dean takes it away. Dean dribbling on the right side. She pick it up. She shoots off the glass, and that one no good. Rebounded. A long rebound by Mineola. Butler's going to put it up on the jumper. That one's no good. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey pulls it down, pivots away from traffic, but it's taken away from her. And a jump ball or a foul's been called. Harvey reached her arm around the player.
I think her goal was to get a jump ball. Did she get it? She
was trying to get the jump ball, and they gave her a foul. They called a foul, and Derek Lands is extremely upset.
Wow.
So Mineola, with Howe only 3 fouls, they will not shoot. This is an inbound situation. Butler's going to inbound, guarded by Wilson. 1:29 left to go in the game. Howe with a 1-point lead, 35-34. Butler inbounds to Dean, top of the key. Dribbling left-handed, guarded by Honore. Left wing, now it looks like she's going right. She does. Right elbow, dribbles up, and now has to go somewhere else with it. Butler with the shot. That one's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Black, taken away by Butler, and she'll kick it out left wing. Up top of the key to Riley. And now Butler will bring it top of the key. Now they get it in Dean's hand. They know where they want to go. 1:05 left to go in the game. Howe up by 1, but Dean has it. She's driving the bucket. She pulls it up. Shot no good. Rebounded by Harvey and saved, but underneath. Anderson tries to tie it up with Riley. No foul. No loose ball call, and a timeout's been called by Mineola, and I cannot believe there was nothing called right there.
No call at all. There were bodies all over the ground. Harvey tried to save it out of bounds. One rule I've heard is don't save the ball underneath the opponent's basket. That's what Harvey did. But luckily for her, it didn't matter. But yeah, there was no call. There was just, they're letting them play here in this final minute or so.
Man alive. Check your whistle at the door apparently here in the second half.
Yeah. Wow.
35-34. Howe in the lead by the hair of their chinny chin chin. 35-34.
What a fourth quarter here. They were up by 10, I think as much as 11. As we said earlier, it was a string of turnovers and missed shots, and Lady Jackets all of a sudden found themselves in this game and are staying with the Lady Bulldogs here with down by 1.
You are correct. Howe was up by 11 at one point early in the fourth, but chipped away quickly was Mineola as they were able to turn that around very quickly. And how the fans over there have signs of players' heads and there's a big giant Derek Lands head shown in the middle of the Howe fans as they want to close this one out. Less than a minute left to go in the game. Leading 35-33. Mineola to inbound. And it's going to be Brewington to inbound. Looking for somewhere to go with it. And now Butler has it, and she'll bring it very top of the key. 50, 49, 48 seconds left to go in the game. Butler, you know they're going to try to give it in Dean's hand. Riley inside. And now Dean, top of the key, guarded by Honore, dribbling right. She wants to go to the bucket, turns, spins. Honore falls down. The shot is nothing but net with 30 seconds left to go in the game, and Mineola has taken a lead. Vic has it, crosses the line, dribbling quickly, and now a timeout has been called by Derek Lands with 21.94 seconds left to go in the game, and Mineola has taken the lead, 36-35.
Sabria Dean, good job there in the lane. Man, I don't know if she got away with the push off there, but was able to get a little bit of space there from Honore and just hit a little fadeaway jumper there in the middle of the lane. They got that one to go. She's got 13 on the night.
I think what happened as she turned around, she made an outstanding ball fake, and Honore thought she was going to turn and go, but when the ball fake came, Honore was trying to draw the charge, so she flopped back, and that gave a wide open shot for Dean.
That's where the spacing came from, I guess, yeah.
So we've got less than 30 seconds to go in the game, and Howe is taking a full timeout here, and they're going to talk about it. They're going to see if they can work the ball perhaps inside to Harvey. We'll see.
The question is, do you go for the last shot here? Just take your chance to get the last shot? Or do you just try to find the first opportunity to score and then play defense on the other end?
We'll see what happens, as we have 21.94 seconds left to go in this game. And Howe is trailing for the first time in a long time, 36-35. Down by one. Wilson to inbound. Vic has it. She's going to have to cross the line. Guarded by Black. Behind her back, right-handed. Now Honore has it right wing. She's going to dribble off of Riley. It goes off of her foot, and Mineola has possession with 10 seconds left to go in the game. It simply went off of Honore's foot. So Mineola will have to inbound here with 10 seconds.
They're going to foul.
And a quick inbound, and a foul is going to be called on Honore. But Howe, that's only their fourth team foul. And it only took a second off the clock, 9.66. That's their fifth team foul, however. And an inbound here. Bounce pass, looking for a foul. And a block has been called, but Honore drew the charge, but they didn't call it.
And Coach Lands is high-stepping the other way. He's upset. He thought she had position.
Honore with a brilliant move to draw the charge, but they didn't call it. Oh my, 6.83 seconds left to go in the game. That's Howe's sixth team foul. And Lands was jumping like the old giddy up, you know, as he thought what we thought, that Honore had done it again. A quick inbounds and a quick foul by Honore. And that's, is that the seventh?
I believe so.
And unfortunately, you know who has the ball in her hands at the free throw line? 4.83 seconds left to go in the game, and Dean will toe the line. Quickly, shot no good, rebounded by Honore.
No timeout.
Dribble up the court. Last second shot by Harvey off the glass, and barely no good. And Mineola goes nuts, as they have come back and shocked Howe, as Howe had full control of the game with an 11-point lead early in the fourth period. And Mineola has shocked, and I mean shocked, Princeton High School auditorium tonight.
Honore got the rebound there, and I was wondering why she wouldn't have called timeout. They had 2 timeouts left.
And the head coach from Mineola does his wrestling move again as he fist pumps and flexes with his arms underneath his chest, or with his fists underneath his chest. And the crowd erupts. And the Howe crowd with a nice round of applause for the end of that game, but no one's happy with those white jerseys on, I can assure you of that.
Yeah, that last play there, the free throw was missed. Honore got the rebound, got to Harvey. Harvey got a good look from half court and just hit off the side of the backboard. But man, this one's going to sting for the Lady Bulldogs. You got an 11-point lead early in the fourth quarter, and you lose it.
An unbelievable comeback by Mineola as they shock the Howe crowd, and jaws are dropped on that far side over there from the home crowd. Just unbelievable. Now, it's not like you lost to a bad team. Mineola on the season was 26-8. Now make it 27-8.
You know, and really the tide turned there early in the fourth quarter when we talked about those turnovers. Other than that, the Lady Bulldogs dominated the game. I mean, it was just a matter of about 2 minutes of game time that the tide turned for the game. Wow.
Well, you hate it for Derek Lands, and you hate it especially for Callie Vick.
Yeah.
And Jonna Henry. Those are the two seniors that will be exiting the Lady Bulldogs program. The good news for Howe, everybody else is coming back. Yeah, I mean, Callie Vick is a huge loss, and you have to replace her somehow, and you would imagine that would mean a lot of Katie Grogan coming back and filling those shoes next year. But man alive, the unbelievable happened tonight, as at one point Howe up by 11, you thought that they would probably hang on and be playing Friday night. I don't think many people in this auditorium here thought that there would be orange jerseys flopping on the floor at the buzzer,
including the orange jerseys. I think a lot of people were, including the Mineola side, with the fact that they were able to come back from that 11-point lead, 11-point deficit.
And you saw, as we mentioned, the intensity of Riley. She just turned it up a notch defensively, and I'm just pointing out one. All of the Mineola Yellow Jackets turned that notch up just a little bit, and it proved to be the difference on the press, as Howe had a hard time on the press, and that's where most of the turnovers came from, and that's how Mineola got some of their quick, easy layups is on the turnovers.
It's interesting. We talked about Sabria Dean and letting the others beat you. That's on the offensive side of the ball. Those who kind of struggle on the offensive side of the ball, defensively they were able to come in and make plays. Talking about Riley, Tajay Black, J.C. Whitehead, Brewington, those ladies were able to come in and make an impact on defensively. Maybe couldn't do it offensively, but made it able to do it defensively, and that was the key to the game there is the turnovers late and the consistent press of the Lady Jackets. They got the Lady Bulldogs out of sync.
Well, that was just a heartbreaker. You know, this is one that Derek Lands won't soon forget, and one that Lady Bulldogs fans won't soon forget. But you know, as we mentioned, hey, no Lady Bulldogs team had ever made it past this round. They've been area champions one other time, and this is the only team that's ever won 2 playoff games in a single season. So there's a lot to be happy about for the Lady Bulldogs and Derek Lands, and they're going to celebrate those accomplishments, but it won't be immediately.
Yeah, it's going to, again, this one's going to, you remember the district championship, you remember the two playoff wins, and then you remember also what could have almost been 3 wins in the playoffs.
What could have been. What could have been.
But you think about the future, like you said, Callie Vick and Gianna Henry are graduating, but you bring back, Jenna Honore and Allie Harvey.
Cassidy Anderson.
Molly
Wilson.
Yeah, you bring back 4 or 5
Sierra
starters.
Copeland.
Yes.
And Trinity Williams.
Bring back 4 or 5 starters and 2 good bench players, and who knows what's on the JV that Coach Lands is developing down there.
Well, you know that the future is bright for the Lady Bulldogs. It doesn't end here. They will be back. And another thing you know about Coach Lands, he'll probably be in the state golf championship again, and that tourney. He seems to always be there. So great coaches are great coaches. It doesn't matter the sport. We're going to sign off here from Princeton, Texas. We appreciate you, Justin, joining us this basketball season.
Yeah, this has been fun to do. We did three playoff games.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to do some softball playoff games perhaps, and baseball playoff games perhaps, and if they are able to make it to the playoffs, we'll try to bring you those playoff games. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including Justin White, I am Monty Walker, and we will see you during softball or baseball season.
An outstanding defensive play by Molly Wilson.
And Honore draws the charge.
Now Cassidy Anderson from 3, near side. You know what's going to happen when she pulls it. And how your Lady Bulldogs are area champions.
Lady Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Attorney Micah Belden, Buck Snort Barbecue, Tech Wave, Robertson Welding Services, Ed Meacham State Farm, Exalt Realty, Independent Bank, Guild Mortgage, and Knight Furniture. Now let's go live to the game.